Welcome, everyone. It's good to see you. Happy Friday. We are obviously missing a few folks today. I think a couple of members of the city staff and the mayor and one or two of our Eastside business owners are in another Eastside relevant business meeting. So they may join late, but in the meantime, we'll go ahead and get started with our conversation. So just a few general announcements to get us started. Just a reminder, we talk about this every once in a while, but language matters. So when we're talking about our neighbors who are experiencing homelessness, we try to use people first language because they're people first above all else. I'm going to skip over some of these bullet points, but that we're not talking about a monolith, that there's so many different experiences of homelessness. And so when we're talking about somebody who's experiencing homelessness or experiencing a mental health or substance abuse crisis, that every individual story is different. So just keep that in mind. And then a note on Monday at 12 p.m. on Zoom, we will have a meeting to just share a little more broadly about what's going on around homelessness throughout South Santa Barbara County. We've worked with the different cities in South County as well as the COC, and we're building a South County coalition here. And so you'll hear from City of Santa Barbara, City of Goleta, City of Carpinteria, as well as the county, just about the different areas that they're targeting in South County, and then just have time to talk with the community as well. So we really encourage you all to join us if you're available. And I'll put the link in the chat window after this. So the upcoming dates I mentioned on Monday, and then on Thursday of next week, we'll be doing a walk. We'll be starting at the Central Library in downtown Santa Barbara. We'll meet with the library staff and hear about their concerns related to homelessness, and then do a little bit of a walk down State Street, talking to some of the businesses there and letting them know about ways that they can get support if they need it. The Path Community Cleanup will be next Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12. I don't know, Liz, if you have anything else to share about that. But if not, our next Eastside
I don't have anything to add except please come and join us. It's always a good time.
Awesome, thank you. And yes, thank you, Natasha. I'll put these in the chat afterwards. And then our next Eastside Rap meeting is 2 weeks from today, as per the usual schedule. And then finally, I just want to keep these phone numbers in front of you because we have some new outreach numbers and email addresses that you can utilize. Specifically want to highlight Path has their outreach hotline, which is available Monday to Friday, 8 to 4, as well as an email address. So if there are concerns relevant to that area, please do pass them along. And then we encourage you to keep utilizing the city's homelessness encampment response directory, as well as their link to report any individuals in need or concerns you might be having. So we'll post these in the chat window as well. So with that, we'll start with some provider updates. So why don't we switch it up today? Could we go to our safe parking team first and just to hear about Eastside updates?
No. Well, good morning. I think everyone probably knows that our main focus right now has been Creo Castillo. And we've made a lot of progress there. We've prepared, can you hear me? Okay. We've prepared 6 families are now document ready, and we've enrolled a couple of people from the lot. So that's been taking most of our time, that and then moving everybody into Veracruz, and we've taken the responsibility for the first couple of weeks of oversight there, just case management and assistance. So that's where we're at right now.
Should have led off with that too. Just the exciting news about Veracruz Village opening a week ago today. And so I believe 28 individuals moved in, which is awesome. I think half of those were from Dignity Moves, which means that half of, or I should say like 14 spots at Dignity Moves were opened up for people on the waiting list. So more and more people able to keep moving up through our system. So let's go to our CityNet team.
Hi, good morning. This is Sarai from CityNet. This week, our team focused on doing outreach kind of near the Dwight Murphy Field. We also spent a lot of time checking in on our folks at Path And then something exciting is that one of our clients actually signed their lease for Veracruz. So we're looking forward to him moving in hopefully today or sometime soon. He was at Dignity Moves, but he'll be moving in there. So that's pretty exciting.
And for the PLHA side of our updates, we provide our usual outreach, Monday meal bus, Wednesday waterfront, along with any incoming calls or community concerns throughout the week. Providers connected with Odin for our Spanish outreach on Wednesdays. And I know we did try to make a stop by Marburg that day just to check in with them, and just, the whole Cacique area, to connect with some people, focusing on document readiness and continued client engagement, outreach engagements with anyone, that we haven't been able to provide full services to in our contracts. We handed out waters, like as you all know, we've had a little heat wave the past couple of weeks. So we definitely put an extra little focus on providing waters out to the area and the community, along with just outreach package for them. We did get, as a couple of you guys knew, has been some sad news, of some passings in the area. It seems like they keep on coming. So I've been working, with the team in the area, but we did have one, around the Eastside waterfront area. And so that's obviously sad news and something that we continue to work on. And just for everyone, especially our case managers that are out there, boots on the ground, just their care as well, because they do have the connections with these individuals and rapport. So their mental health and well-being is also something, I've been taking very seriously when it comes to our staff and everyone else out there. On some good news, we got someone that was very much usually seen in front of Path in the Cacique area. We were there for that moment, like we always talk about. It's not the amount of times that we reach out to these individuals, it's the one time that they're ready to take that next step. So we did get an individual out to detox. We were able to transport them there. And even at the last moment, they're like, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready, but they're able to jump in the van. They're ready to go, and we were able to get that. So that was a nice win for us this week. We do have a couple more clients from the area on the east side that are on the list for Dignity Moves and very close to getting in. And we have one that got in yesterday. So it's an individual that's very well known on the east side in Cacique. Longtime Path member for a while, even back into my days, that got into Dignity Moves yesterday. So that was a huge win. So you guys, when you're walking the area, some of the community members, you might not see this individual in the near future. And hopefully the goal is to obviously get housing. That's an update we have right now.
Congrats to the clients that are moving into transitional and permanent housing. That's great. Let's go to Path.
Hello, everyone. My name's Odin at Path Outreach Specialist. Just wanted to echo everybody's sentiments. It's been highest of highs and lowest of lows these past 2 weeks. We got a couple wins since last time we spoke. I got one of my clients successfully moved into Garden Court with ongoing supportive services from Path, in addition to APS. 70-year-old female, been on the street since 1998, living in her vehicle, but was comfortable until she got into an accident, subsequently lost her vehicle, suffered a traumatic brain injury, and wandered the streets since then. She came after it took a while, a long time to really, connect with her as between her bursts of psychosis. And I really wanted to, thank our mental health wellness team, Be Well, for, the ongoing support and, just the support from our clinical staff here at Path, just really making that kind of, those kinds of connections. So now, after such a long time, she's finally into supportive housing, and she's terrified. She's terrified, but honestly excited for the future. So we're just doing whatever we can to just stabilize and make sure that she's, in no time she'll be used to, living with a roof over her head. So, also, I had my hands tied with two families with minor children that managed to get document ready and successfully transitioned into the transition house. So we've got both of them there. The doc ready, and now my next goal before I hand them off to their caseworker is to connect them to the Department of Social Services so that I can get those TANF funds, CalWORK, so that once they're ready, they find income, they can just hopefully not have to stay at the shelter for, longer than they need to get them going. And, it always breaks my heart when it's just, they've one lost their place of residence because of domestic violence, the other lost their place of residence because of a rent eviction. And just, having both of them knew each other, come into the office, them together acting as mutual support despite this, this such trying times. It was inspiring. So that inspired me to really, give them the best support possible, and I mean, this is the fastest I've ever worked to get two families into shelter, but now they're in. So now I just gotta tie up a few ends and then wish them well. And the recent passings on the east side have really shaken the community, not just service providers, but the residents here on the east side. We just can't, make the referrals fast enough. We can't get them stabilized fast enough, but we're doing everything that we can. And honestly, this last few weeks has been a rush of individuals seeking treatment because, these individuals were staples of the very well known to the community. And I want to really thank CityNet for their support, CityNet and Public Defender for getting one of these individuals not only into dignity moves, but also, actively on the road to seeking intensive treatment. And because she's in a new environment, nice, fresh and clean, she has a much stronger chance of, maintaining her sobriety. Additionally, I've also moved, I'm collaborating now with CityNet on one of my other clients who just now, agreed to seek treatment in lieu of these recent passings. So now this Monday, I'll be transporting her over to her first appointment over there. I'm going to try and get her stabilized into a shelter. And when she's set, I mean, she's already on the list for a few housing opportunities. We just, I'm just so proud of her for stepping up and, doing the hard. It's going to be a hard, long battle, but, I'll be there with her as long as I need to be until she's housed. So, those are my updates for this week. It's been a long 2 weeks, but wouldn't be anywhere else.
We appreciate you.
And to add to that, hi, this is Liz, Regional Director with PATH. Just in addition to the success that Odin's been having with housing people, I think over just the past week and a half, we've housed a total of 11 people through Odin's work, as well as our interim housing and permanent supportive housing. So it's been very exciting couple of weeks for us in that regard, seeing a lot of movement and people getting into some more permanent spaces. So that's been really exciting. And then I also just wanted to let folks know about something upcoming that we're really excited about. And we are launching with the city a Cash for Trash program. And so in a couple weeks, we're going to hold our first Cash for Trash event where we will be having folks come out and go around the east side to clean up trash and then distribute gift cards to them for participating. So we're super excited about it, and hopefully it goes well and we'll be able to do it ongoing more often and help folks we work with to increase their incomes a little bit by getting these gift cards, as well as keep our neighborhood clean. So thank you so much to the city for partnering to do this. It's super exciting.
So these gift cards and this opportunity is for people experiencing homelessness?
Correct. We won't turn anyone away, but the goal is that it's people experiencing homelessness who are receiving the gift cards. Yes.
Love that. That's awesome.
Would
And-
you, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, that sounds like a great program. Is there any way other service providers can spread the word about where to show up or how to take advantage of that?
Not yet, but that's the goal. We're gonna do this first one and just kind of like see how it goes and then make adjustments for the next one. So we're gonna try to start like small and then from there, the goal, yeah, is that it will expand then, but anybody who's hanging out over here that day, will be out there like bringing people in, and once we have like the flyer and stuff created, we will be letting people know, and like Odin will be inviting, so there might be an opportunity to get the word out to some of your folks, like, hey, head over to Path this day in the morning.
That's really cool. Thank you, Liz. And then finally, let's go to Good Samaritan.
Morning, everyone. My team is out with some appointments, so I'm just going to do a simple review today. We're just keeping everyone super busy with document readiness. I think that this week, like every other service provider stated, has been definitely difficult for us. So we're just trying to make sure to do some serious self-care on our end, because as a service provider, it's quite difficult to get called to a scene to possibly identify a body after an unfortunate overdose. So it's just we've had a couple of those in the last week, so we're just trying to get people connected to services, trying to get connected to sobering centers or anything really, because like Odin said, these were staples in our community. It's very unfortunate.
Thank you, Anais. Yeah, we want to recognize that all the secondary trauma that all of our outreach providers face, both in just having to deal with a lot of difficult situations, but especially in these individuals who passed away. So we're grateful to all of you, and please, if you see outreach providers out and about, show some support as best we can. Chris Clark with the city. I don't know if you have any updates to share. I know Joao is typically the one who's here, but I'll give you the floor in case.
Okay, Chris isn't here. Oh, you are here, Chris. No, never mind.
Yeah, go ahead, Troy.
I don't know that we have a lot of new stuff. Seems like we've had a lot less homeless encampments lately. A lot more gets trash around. There's a lot less people along the railroad tracks, a lot less along the freeway, and just a few people at Dwight Murphy. But I don't think we're seeing any of the stuff that you guys are seeing. We're not seeing a lot of the problems. That's pretty much it.
All right, well, thank you for being here with us today. So we do want to open it up for community member questions and concerns. I want to start with one that was emailed in from an individual from the Eastside who couldn't be here today. He was concerned about some activity on Milpas, and he didn't specify where on Milpas, nor did he specify the type of the specifics of what's going on, but he was expressing a need for more services in the area and was curious about when outreach currently happens on Milpas. And I believe he's talking about north of the freeway. So I'm wondering, CityNet and Good Samaritan, can you share just your schedules of when you're on North Milpas?
Yeah, we're on North Milpas on Mondays for sure. But if there's any specific concerns throughout the week, we'll definitely go take care of it.
So I think, and this is just a shot in the dark, I don't know who the email came from, but I think the specific activity that's been concerning in the area recently is there's an empty house at 106 North Milpas. And there's a man named Anthony who's been sleeping on the front porch off and on. I know a patrol officer went over and chatted with him, and it sounds like he's, you know, coherent, he's on top of things, and so she was reluctant to bring in behavioral wellness. He's definitely skinny, he's definitely looking like he could use some love. So 106 North Milpas is that empty house if anyone's able to get over there at any point. He's staying the night, so the best time to catch him would be earlier in the morning.
All right, thank you, Jet. Definitely will.
And then Anais, I have on my notes, Fridays are the days that Good Samaritan is typically on North Milpas. Is that accurate?
If we do not have any pertinent or important appointments with clients, usually yes. If
Okay.
that changes, I will definitely update you.
Okay. No, thank you. It's helpful just to be able to report back to the individual. And then there's a question in the chat about the sobering centers, how many sobering centers we have in the area. So we have our county has the Santa Barbara Sobering and Stabilization Center, which is run by Good Samaritan. I don't know, Anais, if you're able to share more about the sobering center. Sorry to keep putting you on the spot.
Can you repeat that, please?
Just if you're able to share a little bit about the sobering center. I believe that's our one sobering center we have here in South County.
It definitely is. I think that maybe for our next meeting, if we can invite Ruendi, which is the program manager for that program. I definitely don't want to speak for him. So I'll just give a general overview. A sobering center can be used for any service provider can send our clients there. I will put the contact information for the sobering center in the chat. Like I said, I do not want to speak for Ruendi because every program just runs slightly differently.
Thank you. That's great. And then thanks, Natasha, for following up on the 106 North Milpas as well. There's just more comments about activity there.
I'd like to say something about 106 Milpas. The gentleman that Jet was talking about, I have been reporting that to the city and Barbara Anderson. If you can't find him there, he's usually either at McDonald's, if you guys see him, or he's at Little Caesars. So he doesn't wander off too far.
Thank you. Appreciate the help with this.
Hey, Jesse, do you have a brief description possibly?
All I know is that he wears a brown leather jacket all the time.
Okay, that's a good description.
Yeah.
Kind of has chin length hair.
Yeah.
Average height. He's like maybe like, I don't know, 5'8", 5'9". He's not super tall.
Yeah, he's got long kind of black and gray hair.
Perfect. Thank you both.
Okay.
Any other questions or concerns or areas of concern from community members?
Yeah, I've got one I keep passing, just opposite Dune, where the farmer's market is. The guy's been there for a lot of weeks, bunch of, I think it's like 3 shopping carts. He kind of switches back and forth between Veracruz and the wall by the parking lot. I took pictures and I just keep neglecting to post and send and, you know, do all those pieces. But yeah, I think 3 shopping carts and trash bags and all of that. And I think I've mentioned it a few times. So I don't know if you need pictures, let me know.
Natasha, is this the individual? I think you had shared some photos with me at one point to post in the city's link. Is this the same individual?
No, I think the last one was female, and she was nuts. She's gone. And there's, and sorry for the language, I know you guys hate that. It's just simpler. And this is male, looks older. Usually his head is kind of hidden, kind of in a blanket or something. I think he's got a mustache. But I can send you pictures, Landon, if you want.
Yeah, please do. I'm happy to upload things.
Thank you. Yeah, it never seems to work for me, so.
Right.
It's
I
got to go
know-
from one device to the next device until I get it. And then by that time, I've got other things and I've gotten to, distracted.
Right. Yeah, there is some new technology on the way from the city. So hopefully once that's out, then you'll have a little more luck.
Yeah, and the guy that Jesse's describing, and I don't know if it's the same guy, I'd have to look at the picture, but if he's always in like that brown jacket, that sounds like the guy who stalked me. When was it? Like a number of months ago. So he reacts very differently to men than he does to women. I've observed. It's a very interesting reaction.
Thank you. And just to circle back too, I appreciate you catching yourself there on the language, Natasha. I know it's easier, but we really do want to keep acknowledging that it's a mental health concern, or it's an individual who's experiencing a mental health crisis or something at that level. But thank you. All right, so we're at 10:30. Any last thoughts before we close up for community members today?
My last comment, sorry to keep hogging the time. I am, and I think you guys know who I'm referring to. I am still trying to get my guy that many of you know into a better situation than he has at the Victoria Hotel, which is a transitory situation. And he just wants a place where he can cook. And he's in a transitory kind of, it's supposed to be short term. He's been there for over 7 years. And I think he's proven that he can be stable. I think he's proven that he can be in a house situation. I think he's done all the jumps and the hoops, and his social worker keeps telling him, well, you're housed, you don't qualify. And he's bought into that. And I know Al's spoken to him and Al's helping him. And I'm just not seeing movement. It's like he's stuck there. He got into a temporary place and got stuck. And so I'd appreciate, while you guys are moving people into Veracruz, that move him into a better situation, because he's got a very transitory situation with the kinds of people who come in and out, who are very often dangerous, and where he's been threatened while they're learning to live in a housed environment.
So I'm sorry, maybe I missed part of this, but the Victoria Hotel is permanent housing. I'm not sure what's causing what. I mean, I've housed many people there and continue to. And so was he there under different circumstances?
I think you might be calling it permanent, and I'm calling it transitory. A hotel is not a permanent living situation.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
More like dorm living.
So there is a have you actually been in, have you actually gone inside and visited with him?
I have not. I
Okay.
don't have a vaccination, and I don't want to be in an enclosed area where people are not masked.
Okay, well, there's a social worker on staff there now who has a lot of experience with people experiencing homelessness, many years, and he's housed a lot of people. So maybe this gentleman could be connected with him and they could work through this.
Yeah, he keeps being told that, well, your house, so you don't qualify. Too bad for you. And I said to him, and I did say to him, so what, now you have to go back on the street so you can actually get a better place to live? So, I don't think these are conversations we should be having. I think if something is sort of less permanent and more transitory, and people prove that they can live in a house situation, that we move them into a better housing situation. And then we use those particular situations to teach people who are learning to live in a sheltered environment, how to live in that sheltered environment. And in the Victoria Hotel, there's a lot of mixing of different kinds of people that makes it untenable for for some.
Yeah, I think
Perhaps if Al has the name, we can reach out to him. The same, but I will tell you that the same people who have the opportunity to live at the Victoria Hotel are the same people that you know, they're no different than the people being housed at Veracruz or being housed at Tierra Buena. And these hotels have been remodeled. So I hope you get a chance to visit there. And Al, if you want to share the name of this guy, I'll make sure he's connected with Orion.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we can
encouraging,
do
Deborah.
that,
Thank
Deborah.
you. I tried very hard to get him to apply. It was really, the process was not easy, and I'm fairly skilled at working online, and it was unmanageable in the system. The system in the city and the system in the county were conflicting with one another. So his application took many, many, many months longer, which meant he got in much, much later. And he's basically been discouraged all the way. And if that's not a very different living situation, then let's give him a situation where he can actually cook for himself and not worry about going into the kitchen at times. And
So
thank you
let's-
for understanding that.
Thank you, Natasha. I'm happy to talk more offline too. We do need to close it for right now, but I'd like to continue this conversation because I think there's always, you know, ongoing concerns if a place isn't a good fit for someone, and it's hard because there may not be openings other places. So let's I'll give you a call later today. All right, and with that, thank you. We'll close it for our community members today. Thank you for being here. Okay, everyone, have a good weekend.